Alright guys, so as soon as you open up Fusion, you need to make sure you are in your SCCC 23 team, and within there you should have a folder here with your name on it. You simply double click on that to open it, and then you can start drawing. Just for me, I'm just going to put it in my private work. Okay, and I can start drawing here. So this plane here, it wants you to start drawing in 2D first before you make things 3D. So to do that, this first button here is the Create Sketch. And if you just hover on it, it gives you that Alt tag and it will tell you a little bit about it. So I'm just going to click there and I'm just going to pause for a sec, and the Alt tag pops up and it says select a plane or planar face. So what view do you want to sketch from? I'm going to start sketching the tabletop first, and I'm going to sketch it from the top view. It's going to click on this one here, and as I click on it, the work place spins, so you're looking down at it. Okay, it changes here to have some sketching tools now to sketch in 2D, and when you finish sketching in 2D, you hit the finish sketch button. So I'm not drawing this as a panel, we need to draw it piece by piece. So what's the length of the first bit of timber in the tabletop? 600. Yep. So rectangle, and if you hover, it says place first corner. Does not matter where. So click, there's no click and hold, it's just click. Move your mouse in the direction you want it, and you'll see one of the dimensions is highlighted in blue. It wants you to type that dimension in first. So the first dimension is 600, so you just start typing, and it shoots out to that, and to get to the next dimension you press tab. Okay, tab on your keyboard, all of a sudden that one's blue, so what's that dimension there? Yep, 140. And to lock it in, hit enter. Okay, now you can't see the whole thing. Now up here in the top right corner there's this widget, a cube, which you can click on the corners and drag. You can click on the name of a view and it will go directly to that. You can click on the little house there and it zooms out and shows you everything in isometric. So click, there it is. Now to make something 3D, it's called an extrusion, which starts with E, and that's the hotkey. So you click E on your keyboard and the extrude tool pops up. Click on the shape and you can just drag the arrow up if you want, or to be more precise, in the little dimension box there you can type the thickness of the timber, which I didn't put on the board, but we'll make it 19. Enter. Now if you're aiming for a band 5 or 6, you need to draw in your joinery. So I wrote on there the joinery. What is it for the tabletop? Okay, a domino looks like a domino. Okay, and in Create, there's a tool here. Once we click on Create Sketch, this time you don't have to pick a plane, you can pick a surface. So I want to draw on this surface here. So I can click there and it spins to there, and now in Create there's a tool here called Slot and Center to Center Slot. So if I just pause where I want to start, it says select start center point. So the other thing it does is called inferring. So you can hover over a line and little, I guess, logos pop up. The cross means you're on an intersection, so like you're on a line, and the triangle means you're on the midpoint of that line. And as I go across now, if you can see, there's a blue line appearing across here telling me I'm still in line with center. So I don't really care where you place the dominoes in your drawing, so long as it looks pretty right. I'm not going to make you mark it out 60 million and then the next one 200. We can just eyeball it. We can mark it out precisely in the workshop when you're doing it. So just close enough is good enough. So I'm going to put one close to the edge here. So I just clicked and it says select end center point. Now the dominoes, it should look something like this. They're 8 mil here, and from here to here I think they're about 30. This is a half circle, so from there to there is 4. From there to there is 4, so that gap in the middle needs to be 30 minus 4 minus 4, so it should be 22, yeah? So I can type in that line there, 22. This time it's enter, enter, and if you move your mouse, you now type in the height of the domino, which is 8. Okay, so it was click the start point, move it out 22, enter, move it in the direction. I could extrude that now, but I'm going to draw all of them and then extrude it once. So I'm just going to zoom out a little. So that's just the 2-finger zoom out on the trackpad. Move across a bit. I find sometimes there's a dead zone underneath the folders here. So I try to make sure I'm drawing in this part of the screen. Just makes life easier. So create, slot, center to center, and I can infer. Yep, see there's a dead zone here. I'm not getting anything till I get out here. So I'll just zoom out. I'll zoom in here. I can infer from there. You can move things out of the way too. Okay, so I'm going to infer from there. I'm going to go across about there. Click. How far across was it? Enter, move the mouse up, 8, enter. Again, create, slot, center to center. I'm going to infer from the center, there. I'll put one about there. 22, enter, move it up, 8, enter. And I'll put one more in. Create, slot, center to center, infer from the center. Make sure you are in the center, that you're not at the top of the domino or the bottom. So from the center, across, I'll throw one about there. 22, enter, move the mouse, 8, enter. Now we extrude. So I'm going to click E on the keyboard. Just move that out of the way. And you'll see now, it's asking you what surface do you want to extrude. Okay, I don't want this one, I want the inside one, so I click it and I hold shift and I click the next one. I'm letting go of shift. I'll zoom out, zoom into the next one, hold shift, select it, zoom out, zoom in, hold shift and select it. So I've got all 4 of them at once now. I'm just going to spin this cube and you'll see the arrow. Oh boy. It's alright, won't take me long. Okay, E, and I can click and drag it back into a shape and it cuts it out as a whole. Okay, the dominoes are about 40 mil long, so half of it's 20, so minus 20 to take away. Now that's basically the top done. Basically. So let's have a look at how to duplicate this. Right click, move copy. Now read with your eyeballs what it's asking you to do. Move objects, a face. No. When it's a whole thing, it's actually called a body. Okay, so go to the drop down here and go, nope, I want the whole body. Selection, this one, and there's move types. So free move is just drag it randomly around the screen. Never use that. Translate, if you remember year 8 maths, means to slide in one direction. Okay, that's a good one. Rotate's a good one. Point to point. You should always just be using one of these 3. So we're going to just translate now. And down the bottom here, there's create copy. Tick that. And then you can drag this. It's creating a copy. Okay, now I can rotate it. Zoom out. And it says an axis. You can click that axis and it will spin it that way, which is fine. You could also have flipped it around that way. So 180 degrees, enter. Alright, let's go again. Right click, move copy, bodies, that one, create copy, translate, there we go. Whoops, that deselected then. There he is. Click OK. Now, do you think that's done? What's missing? On the other side. Should I just redraw them on the other side? That sounds like it'll take a long time. So what I'm actually going to do is an extrusion here, back to halfway. Extrude. Now I could eyeball it. Half of 140 is 70. That says it's at minus 70 already, so hit enter. Now I can go create and mirror. Pops up, bodies, yep, that's what I want. That one. Next thing, mirror plane select. That one. And then we just tell it to join it together. Done. Cool. So for that whole tabletop, I really just had to draw one piece, do a copy and a flip, and then copy again, cut it in half and mirror it. Didn't take too long. Okay, it took 10 minutes and the tabletop's done. Cool. Now I can join it together. I'll just zoom all out, right click, move copy, bodies. This time, I'm going to move that one with point to point. So it says the origin point, so the one you want to move from where, that point, to the target point, that one. Gives you a preview. If you like it, you just go, yep, done. Right click, move copy, faces, nope, it's a body, it's that one. I'm going to move it from the origin point there to there. Yep, that's good. Click OK. That's the tabletop done. It's still 3 different pieces. That's important so that when we export it as a set of working drawings, which your marking criteria asks for, we can export it piece by piece rather than what looks like a plank of wood. In your bodies folder here, it still shows it as 3 separate bodies. What's cool is if when you start to build this, if it starts to get busy, you can turn parts on and off so you can see the stuff below. Okay? Let's have a look at the side panel, and I've got 2 cross bits of timber, 2 uprights in the top. At the top they're connected by a what joint? Starts with B, bridle, and the bottom bit it's connected by a dowels. So this is another cool tool. So I'm going to go create sketch from the side view. I didn't draw lengths on those, so I'll make them up as I go. I reckon about 350 long. Tab, and I think about 40. Yep. Enter, extrude, and I'm going to make that 15 mil. So I decided I'm going to run it through the thicknesser. Okay. Top bit of timber done. Don't have to draw anything else on that. Now I'm going to draw one of the uprights. From the side view, I'm going to make him, yep, 45 looks good. Tab, I'm going to make it 200. Enter, extrude, and he's going to be 15 as well to match. Done. This one I'm going to draw my bridle joint on. So I'm going to zoom into the top, sketch on the top of that piece. Now I might show you a new tool. So the line tool I'm going to use to go from corner to corner, and then I can go to create, and here we've got rectangle. There's 3 ways to draw a rectangle. So from one corner to the diagonal corner, where you define 3 points, or when you draw it out from the center. So I'm just going to select that one. I'm going to find the midpoint of this line, and I can start drawing a rectangle out like that. So I'm doing it in thirds. So a third of 15 is, yep, 5. Tab, 45, done. Now to trim something, what's trim start with? Cool, so that's the hotkey on the keyboard. Okay, it changes it to a tool, and if you hover over it first, it turns red. So I'm going to click, get rid of that, click, get rid of that, click, get rid of that, click, get rid of that. To turn that tool off, you just hit escape on your keyboard. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in, select that shape, click E on my keyboard. I'm just going to spin my little widget here. There's my arrow, and I can drag that down. How wide was that bit of timber I drew across? Was it 40 or 45? 45. So I can go minus, not sure. Alright, I'm going to do it at minus 45. Enter. And I'll show you how to check. So I'll spin to a view I can see it on. To check a measurement, in Inspect, measurement, and next to it it tells you the hotkey. That's a capital I. Don't know why it's I, but probably for inspect. So I can click I on my keyboard and click from the first point to the second point, 40 mil. Okay, so now since I drew that extrusion at 45, didn't I? I'll just extrude it back up 5 mil and it'll match. Okay, watch this. Right click, move copy, body, this one, point to point first. So I'm going to tell it to go from, oopsies, point to point. I'm going to tell it to go from there to there, and then I'm going to tell it to slide this way, about 50 mil, that looks good to me. Click OK. Now, it hasn't drawn the cutout sections in that cross one yet, but in a couple of clicks it's done. Watch this. Combine. See this tool here? And it says joins, cuts or intersects two or more solid bodies to create a single solid body. So let's give it a go. Pops up target body. Which one do you need to make some cutouts into? This one. Based on what? Well, where I put this one. And it says keep tools. Yes. Make sure that's ticked. Click OK. Huh. Did you see that line disappeared? Watch what happens if I turn body 5 off. Okay, it's drawn that joinery in for you. Okay, I'll turn that body back on. Right click, move copy, bodies, that one. I'll just go point to point first. From that point to that point, and then I'm going to slide him back 50 mil. Oops, there we go. Click OK. What's next? Combine. Target body, I want to cut out this one based on this one. Keep tools, done. Oopsies. I forgot to hit create copy. It's alright. Okay. Next bit of timber from the side view. Might make this one 320. Tab 40. Enter. Select it. Extrude. And I want to make him, how thick? Thank you. Enter. Now you need to do a bit of maths. I've got to work out where these bits of timber will join this one to put my dowel joints in. Okay. So what do we got? Inspect from this point to this point, 250. Yeah, remember that number? And that was 320. What's the difference? Yeah, divide it by 2. Okay, so this bit of timber's got to be 35 million from this edge here. So I'm going to draw on this bit of timber. Turn off the measure tool. Pick the face you want to draw on. Here we go. So see how it's now underneath everything? You could go through and turn those bodies off, or you can just spin so you can see it. Okay, just move that out of the way. That's the one I want to keep. I'm just going to hide that one for a sec. Line. That's better. 15 tab 35. I think these ones were 45 wide, were they? From there to there. From that line to that line. Yep, 45. tab 45. That's where it's got a strike, so I have to draw my dowel joints in there. Circle, infer and find your midpoint, go across. I'm going to go, I might draw a line actually. I'm just going to go in 8 mil, enter, line, from the other edge in 8 mil, circle. It's asking for a diameter, so I'm going to type in 6. 6, enter. Trim, what's trim? Cool. Escape. Select, hold shift, select E. Dowel joint, dowels are about 32 mil long, so 16 each way. So minus 16. There's your dowel joint done. Okay. Do you want to go through that and do it all again? Nah, what a waste of time. I might just go extrude. It was 320, what's half of that? Yeah? So minus 160. Enter. What can I do now? Starts with M. Nah. Other M. Nah. Mirror. Cool. Create. Mirror. Body. Yep. That one. Mirror plane. That one. Make sure it's on join. Click OK. Cool. You would have to turn that one back on, that one back off, and then on the bottom of this, draw those in. Sketch, line. It was 8 up. 8 down. Circle. Did we do 6 or 8s? Enter. T for trim. Escape to turn the tool off. Select, shift, select, E for extrude, minus 16. Okay, so that's the dowels in the bottom of that bit. Do you want to draw it again in there? You could if you wanted. What else could you do? Copy. So this is body 5, so I could just go yoink, delete. Yes, I'm sure. No, I'm not. Didn't copy it across. You might have to manually do that one again, which doesn't take long, maybe a minute. Okay? So, thanks. That's enough that you would be able to draw the bottom bits on to do a mortise and tenon. Then you would just copy the whole lot across and you'd have your other set of legs done. Your mitre, let's have a look at that. So sketch. No. Sketch. I'm going to draw it from the front view. Let's get that out of the way. And I might make this 120. No, I won't. 15. Oh boy. 15 tab 350. Enter. And I'm going to extrude that. $90. I just decided then. Okay. Now I've set in here what's the widening joint across this straw carcass? It's on the board. Groove and spline. Spline sometimes called feather. Okay. So I'm just going to copy the 3 of these. Move copy, bodies, that one, slide it, copy it at the same time. Done. Right click, move copy, bodies, this one. Nope, nope, yeah. Done. I'm going to put them back together. So there's the top panel done. Now I'm going to draw the feather from the side view as a rectangle. Now I'm going to make this 15 tab 5, enter, extrude, how wide was it? $350. Okay. Now, see how it's showing me the left side view, but it's flipped on its side? Around this widget, there's these arrows, so I can just tell it to rotate. So, I'm going to put this feather or spline up into here. So, a little bit of math, not much. Move, copy the body from point to point. Okay, so I'm going to go from this point to this point, and then I'm going to slide him up 5 mil, and then across 7.5, because that's half of the 15, and that's dead center. Enter. To make sure it cuts the groove into these 2 bits of timber, what tool could I use? What tool was it? Not trim. Combine. Target body, this one, from this one, click OK, go again. Target body is this one, based on this one, click OK. So now if I hid my feather, which is body 11, you can see it's cut the groove out of those 2 bits of timber. Right click, move copy, the whole body. I'm just going to slide it for now. I'll go point to point, take this one over there. And now I'm going to slide it up 5, back this way 7.5, so minus 7.5, enter, and I'll combine it there. Target body, this one based, oops, nope, I made a mistake, so I can just hit that cross there. So this one based on that one, it's on keep and OK. Go again, combine. Target is this one based on this one, keep, click OK. And if I turn that one off, you can see it's cut the grooves into that. Now the last thing I've got to do on this is draw the miter. What angle is a miter? Cool. So, sketch on this face here, basic geometry. I should just be able to go across 15. And this is like cutting a square in half, gives you a 45-degree line. Okay, I'm just going to trim that baseline off, escape, click that surface E, and now I can grab that arrow and just go take it off, and it's cut the 45 the whole way through. Okay, it's a quick job now just to do it again on the other end. Back 15. Spin him and I should be able to see the arrow. Cool. Now that's identical to the bottom panel of the carcass. So what can I do? Move copy. Bodies, 1, 2, 3. I've got to get the feathers as well. I can click them on the list and it's got them there. Create copy. There he is. I'm going to rotate it around that axis. Nope. That axis. No. That one. 180. And I'll just slide him down. Click OK. The side panels, you can do this. Right click, move copy, bodies, 1, 2, 3, that's the feather, that's the feather. I will just slide him across for now. Click OK. Sketch. That was 350, wasn't it? Yep. What's half of 350? 175? Yep. Line. Extrude. And I'm going to extrude that whole face off. Sketch on that face there. Line 15. Line point to point. Escape. Extrude. Enter. Right click, move copy. Bodies. 1, 2, 3. And there should be (21) and 22, yep. See when I hover over something in the body list, it highlights in the drawing where it is. So I know that's the one I've got to get. I want to rotate it. That's better. So that shows me which way that'll spin. I don't want it that way. Yeah, I want it that way. 90 degrees. Cool. And I wonder if I can slide and create a copy over here, and then I should be able to spin that one. Yep, that'll work. $180, and then I should be able to go point to point and tell that corner there to go and line up with that corner there. Click OK. Move copy. Wants bodies. 1, 2, 3, 21 and 22. Point to point. I'm just going to grab that back corner and tell it to line up with there. Click OK. Bodies, 1, 2, 3. It's probably 16 and 17. Origin point, I'll grab that one there and tell it to line up with that one there. Click OK. Now I'm not going to draw the box for you. Hold on a sec. But when you draw a draw, you'd need to find out your internal dimension here to here and minus the thickness of your slides. You'd know that from your research. If you don't, you'd need to go and fix your research up. Okay? Guys, I'll post this video on Google Classroom in the announcements. Watch it at home. Start doing your drawings. That's what this week's about, okay? Alright, see you later, guys.